Okay, we're going to start this morning with a 5-minute 225 four-voice deposition. We're doing all deposition today. And this will be a 5-minute at 225. I am plaintiff counsel, Mr. Campbell.
I am the witness.
I am attorney for defense one, Mr. Davis.
Right. Oops, I'm supposed to be the witness. I'm so sorry.
Yes, I thought I switched it. I did switch it. You are the witness.
I know, but I identified as the plaintiff.
Oh, you are.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, Ann. We're getting
So
there.
you could read it. I thought you were.
Okay, so we need to do this in 13s. And the speakers have been edited, so some of this might seem like awkward colloquy and exchange. So, readers,
Yes.
be aware that in the left-hand column, you might be identified as D1, D2, or Q for plaintiff. Got it?
Got it. Yeah.
Okay. We're going to start with a question by defense 2. And that is Mr. or Ms. Drexel, 13s.
Okay, for the record, did you have any discussion with the doctor while he was removing the nail?
No, he just kept calling me, wanting me to say something so he could be sure that I was okay.
After he finished the procedure, did you have any conversation with the doctor?
No, I didn't. He just gave me a prescription for some medication for the infection.
Can you describe for me the manner in which the doctor administered the injection? And what I'm really asking for is, if you can recall how the doctor prepared the needle, where he got the solution, where he picked this whole thing up, if you remember.
There was a little table, you know, right there where they had all the things ready. The injections, all he did was get them and injected me.
Did you observe the doctor to open up any packages?
No, I didn't.
I take it that the anesthetic was administered by an injection from a syringe, a needle?
Yes.
Prior to giving you the injection, did he take a piece of cotton and swab the area of skin that he was going to give the injection?
He put some cold spray on the toe, and that's when he injected it.
But do you recall him taking anything and wiping the toe or somehow preparing it in addition to spraying it with a cold solution?
I believe he did.
So you don't recall the doctor having to unwrap the syringe and the needle? You believe that that was already laid out on a table?
Yes, he took one and the cap went off, and so somebody else brought him another one. He didn't use that one since it had fallen on the floor.
Run that one by me again.
Well, he got the first one when he was going to start injecting me. He dropped it. He just put it on the side and got the other one.
So he dropped what I would call a syringe, the needle.
Yes, the solution was whatever he injected me with was the needle, and the needles already. All he was doing was getting the needles and injecting me.
So for the first syringe that already had the solution in it, he dropped on the floor.
Yes,
But there was another needle with solution in it that was also on the table.
yes, the one he dropped, that's the one he got the bottle and redid that another one. He had a little bottle right next to the needles too.
I see. So the second syringe, you put the needle into the bottle and then drew out fluid.
Yes,
Do you recall any conversation between you and the doctor about the fact that he had dropped one of the syringes?
no,
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
The second syringe, the one that he used, was it already on the table or did somebody bring it in to him?
okay, I think that somebody brought what he was going to need and put it on the table. So it was set on it was a little table that was right next to the bed.
So there was already a second one on the table when he brought it in?
Yes,
From the time that, strike that. Now, after the nail was removed, did you have any discussion with this doctor as to how he wanted you to care for your foot once you got home?
he told me the toe was wrapped. When he finished, he wrapped my toe.
Were any stitches involved?
No, he wrapped my toe and he said not to unwrap it until 2 days after and soak it in warm water with. There was a brown solution that he had given me to add that into the water and soak my toe, dry it and wrap it again, and I had to do that twice a day.
You had to soak the foot in a solution twice a day?
Yes,
So I understand when you left the Community Health Foundation facility, your toe was wrapped by the doctor?
yes,
And the doctor told you to leave the toe wrapped for 2 days?
yes,
During this 2-day period of time, did he tell you to keep your foot elevated?
yes,
And then after 2 days, he wanted you to take the bandage off and just soak it in warm water with this brown solution?
yes.
How long did he want you to soak the toe?
For how long?
Yes.
For about 10 minutes.
And then after you soaked the toe, he wanted you to dry your foot?
Yes,
And rewrap it?
yes, put a little cream he had given me. I don't know the name of the medication. I know it was a cream. You put that on it and then rewrap it.
Was the cream Silvadine?
I don't recall the name.
Did he want you to continue to keep it elevated?
Yes.
Do you recall receiving any other instructions from this doctor with regards to the care that you were to give your foot once you left the facility?
Just soak my feet, put the, the cream on it, and take the penicillin for the infection to prevent do that any further infection. I believe that was every 6 hours.
Well, before the procedure was performed, did you observe any signs of infection
It was an infection.
before the procedure?
Yes, the doctor told me it was infected.
What did you see on your toe that would lead you to believe that there was an infection?
It was swelling up and it was red, and I was starting to get like sort of like a green spot on the edge. I guess that was pus or something. I'm not a doctor.
Did you see any white pus at that area where it was reddened?
It was a white dot, like not white, sort of like greenish or something, yellowish. I don't know.
Well,
It wasn't big.
I don't want you to guess. All I want is your best description of what your toe looked like before the operation was performed. And you told me that it was reddened.
Yes, it was swollen.
Did you see any discharge from the area that was swollen and reddened?
There was some liquid coming out.
Can you describe the liquid?
It was clear.
And what did the doctor say that indicates to you that the doctor believed there might have been an infection prior to the operation?
I'm sorry, what did the doctor say?
What did he say?
What did he say?
Yes.
Well, he told me that there was a little bit of infection, but there was still going to go ahead and do the procedure, to sign the paper authorizing them for the surgery.
Well, do you recall anything else being said between you and the doctor prior to the surgery about your infection?
No, I don't.
Did you have any signs of an infection down at the area where the injection was given?
Did I have any signs of infection?
Right.
No, I just went in. I just seen my toe. It was swollen. There was a lot of pain. So I went into a foot specialist so he could do what's best. And they were the ones that made the last decision.
Okay. We are now going to do a 10-minute 210. Excuse me. So let's read in 14s now. And we're starting with plaintiff counsel, Mr. Campbell, with a question. On the record, where was the injection given?
Where?
Yes.
It was on the side close to the second on the big toe.
Was it down at the bottom of the nail?
No, it was on the top and the bottom and right on the top of the nail.
It wasn't down on the webbing between the big toe and the second toe?
A little bit on top, there was 3 injections. The first one was right on the top, on the side next to the second toe. The second one was right on the top of the toe, and the third one was right, I don't know. How would you call the part of the toe indicate around here on the toe?
Well, you're talking about at the bottom of the nail closest to the big toe. I mean, closest to the second toe?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Okay.
Those were where the 3 injections were at.
The area where you thought the clear fluid was coming from, that would have been at the top of the nail, correct?
No, it was at the bottom.
Was that the area that was painful?
The whole side next to the second toe was where I had the pain.
Well, is it your testimony that the area from the bottom of the toenail to the top of the toenail, that whole side was now ingrown?
To my knowledge,
Yes.
I don't know what part. I just know there was a lot of pain there. I knew it had to do about an ingrown toenail, but it was too much pain. I don't really know where the nail was coming from.
When you saw the doctor a year and a half before, it was my understanding that the portion of the nail that was ingrown was the top portion.
Yes,
As it curved over and was starting to dig into the skin.
yes.
But when you came back a year and a half later and were seen at Community Health Foundation, you were having a problem with the bottom of the nail.
Well, it was the whole nail, including the top. The pain was from the top to the bottom.
But this was a problem that you didn't have earlier, this problem at the bottom of the nail.
That I didn't have earlier.
Then you saw the doctor a year and a half earlier. The area that was painful was that portion of the nail that was curving over and digging into the top of your toe, correct?
When the first time I had seen Dr. Rubel?
Yes.
Yes.
When you saw that doctor, did you have any problem down at the bottom of the nail?
No?
So this problem that you had at the bottom of the nail when you saw the doctor at Community Health Foundation was a new problem?
I don't know. I guess it was all included. I guess the infection was getting, bigger or something. I don't know.
Before you went to Community Health Foundation, did you attempt to treat this condition by yourself?
No.
Did you follow the doctor's instructions when you went home?
With the prescription he gave me, yes. He wrote them down and the other doctor signed them.
But when you went home, you didn't take the wrap off for 2 days?
No. And I had my leg elevated.
What did you see when you took the wrap off in 2 days?
What did I see?
Yes.
It was a white spot on the bottom, a little bit on the back from the toe.
Are you talking down in the web area?
Yes, it was a white spot with a blister around it.
This white spot that you just described on the web between the big toe and the second toe, was that an area that had been injected?
It was close to where one injection was.
Okay, it was close, but was that a site where you had received an injection?
Right on that part?
Yes.
No.
Do you have any photographs of your toe?
Yes, I do. I don't have them with me right now.
Who has those?
My attorney has a set and I have the negatives.
Counsel, you don't have any of those photographs here today, do you?
Yeah, you want to see them all?
Yeah, if you don't mind. I haven't looked at them yet. Let's go off the record, back on the record. Let the record indicate that counsel has provided me with 14 photographs, which apparently were taken of the plaintiff's left big toe. Do you know who took these photographs?
Yes, some of them Dr. Paredes, the other ones my mother or one of the nurses that were in the room while they were doing the treatment.
Were all these photographs taken on the same day?
No, they were all different days.
Counsel, do you mind if we mark these and find out when they were taken?
No, I don't have any problem with that.
Would you look at these photographs?
I tried to put the dates on them, but I don't remember which there were which. I had a paper of what date they were taken, which numbers, but I lost that paper. So I don't have any way to track of putting which date was which.
Can you at least try to put them in some chronological order, or at least tell me which ones were taken at the doctor's office? Which ones were taken by your mother?
They were all taken at the doctor's office. No, I can't put which one was first or whatever. I'm sorry.
That's all right. The doctor's office was Dr. Paredes,
Dr. Paredes,
and this would have been what, 3 to 4 weeks after the procedure was performed?
after,
After the doctor,
from Community Health Foundation.
yes?
Yeah, approximately 3 to 4 weeks.
Well, I'm going to show you a photograph, which we can mark as plaintiff's 1, and ask you if that area denotes the ulcer that formed after the doctor at Community Health Foundation performed the procedure.
That occurred after the doctor at Community Health Foundation did it.
Right.
Yes, it started after.
But I take it the area near the web of the big toe and the second toe shows the area of the ulcer, correct?
Yes,
The area that appears to be the ulceration, any of that area, strike that. Was any of that area part of the area that was injected?
the infection was a little bit above where all this is.
Well, you're pointing to an area.
Counsel, would you have an objection if she marked the area where the infection occurred on the photograph?
No, I have no problem with that. Do you have the negatives for this photo so we can make negatives?
I have the negatives. I could remake another set. It's like 1, 2, 3. They would be in the order that they were taken. I do not know the dates, but
By the negatives, you know which order.
the negative there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the way the pictures are taken. I have all the negatives. I can retake another set, reprint a set, and put them in the order they were taken. I don't have the dates because I can't remember the dates, but at least they would be in that order they were taken, you know, from first to the last.
You indicated that one injection was on the top of the toe, and the top of the toe is not in the photograph, correct?
Right,
And then there was one injection that was kind of near the area where the nail was removed.
yeah.
Can you mark that area on plaintiff's 1?
I believe it was approximately right here, the second one. After the first one, it was just too much pain. All I was feeling was just little stitches. I believe it was close to there.
Can you also, on this photograph, mark the site where the third injection was? We have one on the top of one that you have marked on the photograph. And where was the third?
1, 2, that's where the third one was, a little bit below,
Where was the second one then?
a little bit on the top.
Can you mark it on that photograph?
You can't really see it, but it will be approximately here. The other one was right on the top, right on the center of the toe.
The other two sites of the injection that you can't mark on this photograph were not in the area where the ulcer developed.
None of the injections were right on where the ulcer was injected.
The X that you have marked on plaintiffs at number 1, was that the injection site that was closest to the ulcer?
Yes,
Let's go off the record, back on the record. When you unwrapped the toe 2 days after the surgery, you were particularly alarmed or concerned about anything that you saw?
yes, I was concerned on the toe, the white spot around the blister.
What did you do because of that concern, if anything?
I went back to the Community Health Foundation and the foot specialist wasn't in. Another doctor seen me.
When was it that you returned to the Community Health Foundation? Was that 2 days later or 5 days later?
It was after I seen the white spot. I went in and I seen a doctor and they told me that everything was okay, that it was just healing slowly. And they changed prescriptions on me. They gave me a stronger dose for the infection.
Can you describe the doctor that you saw?
I can't remember which was the doctor I seen. I know I seen Dr. Poole. The other doctor, I can't remember his name. There were 3 doctors I seen at the community hospital after the blister.
When you returned to the clinic on the first occasion, you did not see either the doctor who performed the surgery or the other doctor who seemed to be in charge.
No, I didn't. They weren't in.
It appears to me, Yolanda, that the next time you were seen at Community Health Foundation was 5 days later from the time of surgery.
I don't recall exactly how many days, but I know I did go back to see. That's when he told me everything was okay. It was just healing right slowly.
Do you recall any of the doctors being concerned about the area of the
The
blister?
first time I went, no. That is all they told me, that, you know, it was healing all right. It was just healing slowly. And the white spot had to do with the injection, that they inject this. That's to freeze the blood. It was okay. It was just healing slowly. And they changed prescriptions on me. They gave me a stronger dose for the infection than the previous one that they had given me.
So they changed the antibiotics?
Yes, they did.
Were you told to come back to Community Health Foundation?
Yes, they told me that I should come in and see the foot specialist. I went in 2 more times. I can't recall the second doctor's name. It was a male doctor.
The one who did the surgery?
I didn't see them again. The only one I seen then was the day they did the surgery.
Are you absolutely sure of that?
Of the doctor I seen?
Right.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing neither of them before.
Because I have a note of August 9, 1989, that is, I believe, signed by the physician who did the surgery, and he has a note here indicating that he saw you.
The only time I seen that doctor was when he signed the documents. There was another doctor, I seen another male doctor, and he changed prescriptions on me again and gave me a stronger dose. And approximately about a week after, I seen Dr. Paul,
How do you spell that?
Paul.
He is a doctor at Community Health Foundation.
She is a female doctor.
When did you first see Dr. Paul?
The first time I seen her, she is my doctor, but the first time I seen her for this problem, it was on August 13 or something like that when I seen her, and she took x-rays on my toes. She got some of the white stuff that was in, on the website. She gave me 2 injections, 500 milligrams each, and she gave me the strongest dose of medication they could give for the infection, and told my mom not to take me to another doctor and wait until Wednesday for the foot specialist, that he would be in.
During that period of time, do you remember seeing Dr. Paul for abdominal complaints?
Yes, I believe I did. I don't recall the date.
I have notes of.
That's good.
These are all changed.
Okay, this is warm up from what will then be a 12-minute 200. So I am Mr. Fennell for the plaintiff.
I am the witness.
I am attorney for defense 1, Mr. Bobby.
I am attorney for defense to Mr. Bradley.
And you know what? We have enough time. We're going to read this warm up 2 times. Let's read it in 15s the first time, sorry. And the second time we'll read it in 14s.
Okay.
Okay, and we're going to go all the way to page 6, even though you're going to see probably a stop before then. We're going to go to the bottom of page 5. Okay. And the first time is in 15s. Did we identify? I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, we're beginning with Mr. Fennell, and this is at 200 on the record. Okay, did your van stay in the number 1 lane throughout the whole occurrence of the accident?
Yes, it did.
Okay, did you see what happened to the white car after your vehicle struck it?
It went forward and struck the pickup, and the pickup, I believe, with a camper on it.
Did you see what happened to the pickup after that?
Yes, I saw the camper fly off. That's what happened.
Okay, did you see if there were any other vehicles involved in the accident?
Yes. When the camper flew off, then I realized there was a CHP car parked in front of it. Well, at least it seemed parked in front of it.
Please don't speculate.
Okay, and did you happen to observe before, was the CHP vehicle also involved in the collision?
They say it was.
Objection, hearsay.
Did you see it get struck?
No. All I know is I hit the white car. The white car slammed into the pickup. I saw the camper fly off. Then I saw the CHP parked in front of it.
Did the CHP vehicle have any emergency flashers on it?
When the camper flew off, then I saw them.
What did you see on the CHP?
The yellow lights, whatever you call those things on top.
Mars lights, I believe.
On the top of the car, on the roof?
I think they were on top.
Okay, at any time before the impact occurred, did you see any emergency flashers on the white vehicle?
Not to my knowledge.
Did you see any on the pickup truck that had the camper shell?
No.
Okay, and at the time that you first put on your brakes, were you traveling still at 65 miles an hour?
Yes, I believe I was.
Please don't speculate.
Okay, have you traveled, or prior to this accident, had you ever traveled that route across the Martinez Bridge and then down past the accident scene in the number 1 lane?
Yes.
Okay, was it your regular habit to be in the number 1 lane?
Usually either number 1 or the middle lane.
Okay, so you were familiar with the roadway?
Yes.
Okay, had you ever seen any other accidents on the roadway in that same vicinity where this accident occurred as you were traveling across the bridge and then down past the scene?
No.
Objection, relevancy. Go ahead and answer.
No, I never have.
Okay, had you ever seen any vehicles stopped along in the area where the accident occurred? Had you ever seen any vehicles stopped along the right-hand shoulder of the roadway?
Never.
Does the roadway past the point where the accident occurred have a series of dips, sort of peaks and valleys?
After the accident place, it dips like this.
Do those dips and peaks and valleys interfere with your ability to see traffic in front of you?
Well, after the accident place, yeah, it does.
Okay, when you slammed on your brakes, from the moment you first slammed on them until the impact occurred, did you ever take your feet off the brakes?
No, sir.
Okay, and did your vehicle remain in the number 1 lane all the way through the impact until the vehicle came to rest?
Yes.
As you approached to the place where the accident occurred, did you happen to notice whether there were any pieces of metal laying in the road?
I didn't see any that I recall.
And I may have asked you this, but can you give me an estimate of how far you were away from the vehicles that you had the collision with when you first saw them?
I couldn't give you an estimation in feet or whatever. I mean, it's hard for me to say how far it was.
Okay, now, were you hurt in the accident?
Yes, I was.
Okay, what type of injuries did you experience?
Soft tissue damage to my shoulders, my elbows, and my wrists.
Okay, did you seek medical treatment for those?
Yes, I did.
Okay, have you ever brought any type of legal action against anyone for your injuries in this accident?
No, sir.
Okay, is there a reason that you haven't brought any claim for your injuries?
No.
Now, after the accident occurred, what did you do?
I was devastated. I went to see what happened and you mean after the whole thing happened?
Right after the collision occurred and everything came to rest.
What did you do after that?
Well, I was in shock, and the first thing I thought is to see if anybody was hurt or somebody, I got out of the van in case of fire or some kind of thing, and
Did you speak with anybody at the scene of the accident?
no, sir, I didn't.
Okay, did you talk? Let me just go through all the various people that you might have spoken to and see if you recall anything. Did you speak with the driver of the white car that was in front of you?
I don't know who was driving that vehicle. I don't. That's honest to God, I don't know who was who or what.
Did you observe at any point during the accident, did you observe how many people there were in the white vehicle in front of you?
All I know is the people outside when it came to rest.
Please just answer yes or no.
Okay, did you talk to anyone who said that he was the driver of the white vehicle?
Nobody told me anything.
Did you speak with anyone who you believe to be the person who was driving the pickup truck?
I didn't know who was driving what. There was no contact as far as, all I know is we got out and there's somebody laying there and I pulled the van back.
Okay, that was 200. We're going to repeat that section in 14s. Let's be a little bit faster before we do our take. Mr. Fennell begins with a question on the record. Back to page 1. Okay, did your van stay in the number 1 lane throughout the whole occurrence of the accident?
Yes, it did.
Okay, did you see what happened to the white car after your vehicle struck it?
It went forward and struck the pickup end. The pickup, I believe, with the camper on it.
Did you see what happened to the pickup after that?
Yes, I saw the camper fly off. That's what happened.
Okay, did you see if there were any other vehicles involved in the accident?
Yes. When the camper flew off, then I realized there was a CHP car parked in front of it. Well, at least it seemed parked in front of it.
Please don't speculate.
Okay, and did you happen to observe before, was the CHP vehicle also involved in the collision?
They say it was.
Objection, hearsay.
Did you see it get struck?
No, all I know is I hit the white car. The white car slammed into the pickup. I saw the camper fly off. Then I saw the CHP parked in front of it.
Did the CHP vehicle have any emergency flashers on?
When the camper flew off, then I saw them.
What did you see on the
The
CHP?
yellow lights, whatever you call those things on top.
Mars lights, I believe.
On the top of the car on the roof?
I think they were on top.
Okay, at any time before the impact occurred, did you see any emergency flashers on the white vehicle?
Not to my knowledge.
Did you see any on the pickup truck that had the camper shell?
No,
Okay, and at the time that you first put on your brakes, were you traveling still at 65 miles an hour?
yes, I believe I was.
Please don't speculate.
Okay, have you traveled, or prior to this accident, had you ever traveled that route across the Martinez Bridge and then down past the accident scene in the number 1 lane?
Yes.
Okay, and was it your regular habit to be in the number 1 lane?
Usually either number 1 or the middle lane.
Okay, and so you were familiar with the roadway?
Yes.
Okay, had you ever seen any other accidents on the roadway in that same vicinity where this accident occurred as you were traveling across the bridge and then down past the scene?
No.
Objection, relevancy. Go ahead and answer.
No, I never have.
Okay, had you ever seen any vehicles stopped along in the area where the accident occurred? Had you ever seen any vehicles stopped along the right-hand shoulder of the roadway?
Never.
Does that roadway past the point where the accident occurred have a series of dips, sort of peaks and valleys?
After the accident place, it dips like this.
Do those dips and peaks and valleys interfere with your ability to see traffic in front of you?
Well, after the accident place, yeah, it does.
Okay, when you slammed on your brakes from the moment you first slammed on them until the impact occurred, did you ever take your feet off the brakes?
No, sir.
Okay, and did your vehicle remain in the number 1 lane all the way through the impact until the vehicle came to rest?
Yes.
As you approached the place where the accident occurred, did you happen to notice whether there were any pieces of metal laying in the road?
I didn't see any that I recall.
And I may have asked this, but can you give me an estimate of how far you were away from the vehicles that you had the collision with when you first saw them?
I couldn't give you an estimation in feet or whatever. I mean, it's hard for me to say how far it was.
Okay, now, were you hurt in the accident?
Yes, I was.
Okay, what type of injuries did you experience?
Soft tissue damage to my shoulders, my elbows, and my wrists.
Okay, did you seek medical treatment for those?
Yes, I did.
Okay, have you ever brought any type of legal action against anyone for your injuries in this accident?
No, sir.
Okay, is there a reason that you haven't brought any claim for your injuries?
No.
Now, after the accident occurred, what did you do?
I was devastated. I went to see what happened, and you mean after the whole thing happened?
Right after the collision occurred and everything came to rest.
What did you do after that?
Well, I was in shock, and the first thing I thought is to see if anybody was hurt or somebody, I got out of the van in case of fire or some kind of thing, and
Did you speak with anybody at the scene of the accident?
no, sir, I didn't.
Okay, did you talk? Let me just go through all the various people that you might have spoken to and see if you recall anything. Did you speak with the driver of the white car that was in front of you?
I don't know who was driving that vehicle. I don't. That's honest to God, I don't know who was who or what.
Did you observe at any point during the accident, did you observe how many people there were in the white vehicle in front of you?
All I know is the people outside when it came to rest.
Please just answer yes or no.
Okay, did you talk to anyone who said that he was the driver of the white vehicle?
Nobody told me anything.
Did you speak with anyone who you believe to be the person who was driving the pickup truck?
I don't know who was driving what. There was no contact as far as, all I know is we got out and there's somebody laying there and I pulled the van back.
Okay, let's see into this recording.